Man, there's a lot to be excited for this season. The PGF gets better every season.
Already on that guillotine, he's got that. That's deep. Elijah.
Oh, this is the Elijah triangle and he's laughing.
Yeah, this is one of those wild west shootouts.
Here we go. There's the setup he was looking for.
It is.
I love the switch into season 2 with making the 1 extra bonus point rule with the 1 minute. We saw a lot of action, guys really going for it in that first minute. You can really see which competitors are going for it, and it really made for some really exciting action.
He's gonna get that.
Face crush.
He's gonna get that.
Oh my God, he gets a tap!
We've got 4 teams. I'm really excited about this team format and seeing guys get drafted. I was watching some Ultimate Fighter earlier, just what happens when an athlete is picked in a spot that they feel that they shouldn't have been picked in. And it's really interesting, you know, and to me, you know, we think of Kelvin Gastelum as being the last pick in that season of the Ultimate Fighter and going on to beat Uriah Hall in the final and winning the Ultimate Fighter. I'm hoping to see something like that. Now, we're thinking about the favorites, who's gonna be the first round picks. Everybody's looking at Elijah Carlton. And in my mind, I'm the number 1, I got the number 1 pick, I'm team captain or the coach of the team. I'm picking Elijah Carlton. I really think he is a level better than everybody in this. I've really done a lot of research, looked into a lot of guys. I think there's a lot of talent and guys that I guess potentially could beat Elijah, but if you're a betting man, bet your money on the bad guy every single week. Elijah is just incredible.
My name is Elijah Carlton. I've been training maybe 12, 13 years. I'm just here to have fun, do what I do. Winning's inevitable, so I'm here to have fun. It's always fun to get slam dunks, you know, so that's what I'm looking for. Who knows what I feel like doing when I go out there, but I'm not coming home without first place this season. So.
There's the setup he was looking for.
It is.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
He was looking for that.
So perfect world. What happens this season? You go undefeated, win it all. What happens?
You wouldn't even have to call that a perfect world, just a normal world, you know. What it did in season 1, almost did in season 2. I don't see a threat to me being able to do that again. It's a normal world is I go in and I absolutely mop the floor with everybody I touch really quickly. So.
Now, some dark horses, because I'm not going to even say co-favorites. I think we got Elijah Carlton right now as the number 1 guy, but we got 3, 4, 5 guys that potentially could upset Elijah. And I think you got to start with Gio. Gio Ortiz has been in the game a long time. He's been training for 15 years. He did the ADCC trials. He looked great there. And he competed against one of the best guys in the world, Cade Ruotolo. And while he lost that match, I mean, he showed himself really well. Now, the thing about Gio is him and Elijah have had a couple of matches. He's lost a couple of times. I think it's a story of, man, Gio wants that. He wants a win over Elijah. These guys have come up in the South region together. They both are young, talented, been in the game a long time, but Elijah's always had his number. I know that a win over Elijah would really mean a lot to Gio. Even if he didn't end up ultimately winning the PGF, that win would be huge. Just to have one on a guy that has had your number.
JEOVANY Ortiz, I'm a black belt under Cliff Fonseca at One Nation Jiu-Jitsu. I definitely am here to win. There's stuff I'm giving up, leaving from home and then coming here, and so I'm not just doing it because I just want to be here. I want to win this. Caleb and Elijah for sure are probably, I feel like, the toughest guys on the roster. But the top guy, and for sure we all know it's Elijah. I know me and him have had matches in the past, but I think that me and him have grown past the grapplers that we were when we last competed against each other. So it's gonna be really interesting going against him come around season 2 or season 3.
I love Sean Applegate and his guys. There's a couple of the 2 Kevins, Kevin Sherrill, Kevin BEUHRING. I mean, Sean Applegate with what he's done with his 10th Planet team in Atlanta he's done some incredible work. And every time I see his guys, I'm just always so impressed. And if you're looking for a blue belt to cause some waves, it is Kevin BEUHRING. That kid is very, very, very good. He works with Sean on the daily. Sean's, you know, I've already sung his praises, but you're going to want to, hey, the beginning of, I'm looking for a fantasy pick. I'm looking for a guy for an upset to beat a brown or a black belt. Kevin's the guy.
I'm Kevin BEUHRING. I train at 10th Planet in Atlanta, and I think I've been training a little over a year. I mean, of course, just winning it all, tapping everybody, strangling everybody, yep. Just going in there and doing my best. Looking to tap all of them, all the top guys. Caleb, Elijah, Kevin.
Kevin Sherrill, purple belt under Sean. He wrestled D1 in college. I mean, what's not to love? I think Sean Applegate, like if I'm making prediction, I think Applegate's guys are gonna have a really good season. Now, Dane Leake's a guy that a lot of people have been talking about. I think Dane's got a lot of talent. He's another black belt that, you know, he's been competing all over the country. He's done high rollers. He looked phenomenal at the PGF qualifier. He did great at the ADCC trials. I mean, if you're going and winning multiple matches at the ADCC trials, you have a legit shot to win a PGF title. Those are the big three. Now, Kevin PRIMEAU's a guy that I think people are going to be really shocked with what they see from Kevin. He went into season 2 coming off of COVID, and COVID hit him pretty hard. He really was sick. You know, some people, they have a couple of symptoms, but man, Kevin had all the symptoms. I mean, he was really sick for a couple of weeks, and he didn't train seriously for a good month leading up to that, and he just jumped right in. And he beat some really good dudes. But Kevin has had a phenomenal training camp. I've seen him push his cardio. I think Kevin is a potential dark horse to finish in the top 3, maybe even be the guy that dethrones Elijah.
Hey, I'm Kevin PRIMEAU, back for the PGF Season 3, and feeling a whole lot better than the other ones. So we're ready to go. Bigger pace, better passing, quicker passing. You're not going to see me take about 4 minutes to get past the guard. I'll get past the guard in about 1 to 2 minutes, and if not, then you'll probably see a submission before that. I want it to be a show. I don't want it to be just lackluster. I don't want it to be boring. I hate boring matches.
You know, Jonathan Roberts is a fan favorite. He's really had 2 or 3 of the most memorable matches in PGF history. I mean, I think if fans voted right now, best match in PGF history is Caleb McAllister versus Jonathan Roberts. It was incredible, you know, the way it ended, the technique that both displayed, and Jonathan's a threat. Now, my issue with Jonathan is chokes, right? We see that, and from season 1, we saw that his main finishing arsenal was the heel hook and, of course, the armbar, which he is known for. And I think he'll be helped by that bonus point, but if he takes that same strategy into this season, I mean, is he going to make the playoffs? I remember there was a point that first season where it was like, man, Jonathan's like, he's going to miss the playoffs just because he was undefeated at that point. He just kept getting 3s. So I'll be interested to see his strategy. Jonathan's a phenomenal black belt. He's one of the best guys in the state of Alabama. He's going to have a strong season. But I wonder with the pressure of that, like, is he just going to go out there and get, whatever sub I can get, I just want to beat, if I can beat all 20 dudes, I beat all 20 dudes. Or is he going to have that pressure in the back of his mind to hunt for, you know, chokes for the first couple of minutes, and then is I going to throw him off? I really hope he just comes in and plays his A game. I hope he goes in and just, hey, if there's an arm, a leg, I'm going to take it.
Jonathan Roberts, black belt from SBG, been training 13 years. I mean, I really enjoyed my time in the first season of the PGF. It was awesome. I believe it was 13 weeks regular season. This one is 7 straight days, and I've never in my 13 years of jiu-jitsu done anything close to that, so I'm interested to see how my body holds up and how my mind holds up during that aspect of the competition. Wasn't necessarily trying to finish in the first minute during the first season. I was going for, you know, trying to get in and out of there and strategically save gas tank, and, you know, if I can get out of there, I had a lot of respect for all those people, but there was a point in the season where I thought, hey, you know, I finished all my opponents and I might not even make it. This choke is way more valuable during the regular season than the break. I'm finishing all these people, but if you finish one guy with a choke, it's worth 2. In this new season, season 3, I mean, I would love to come away and win the whole thing, you know? I'm going to come out there and try and give you all the best Jonathan that I could get prepared in this amount of time. But perfect world to win the whole thing. I would love a win against Elijah Carlton. You know, me and Caleb get to run back the 3rd match, you know, the trilogy. I got him in the regular season. He got me in the playoffs. You know, we're the same weight. I have a lot of respect for the guy. Really looking forward to that third match. It should be awesome. You know, I'm sure a lot of guys want to try to beat me on camera, and I don't want to lose to a lot of these guys, you know, so it should be fun to run it out and see what happens.
Now, since they're doing so many matches, I really feel like the PGF is built to break guys, right? And so last season, we didn't see anybody quit, but we saw some guys have some really hard times, really tough times. And we're gonna see that again this season. Now, will the extra eyes on them make them quit sooner, or will they persevere, I should say, through the grueling grind of the PGF, just because, again, like, man, you know, these people are expecting me to go out there and put a show on. You know, I've got people watching live, like everybody knows what time the PGF starts, and they expect me to be having matches on there. And I think we're gonna see some guys really show out just due to, hey, you know, I got my mama, I got my girl, I got my best homies from the gym watching me. I gotta show out. Even though I got this little tweak knee, a little injury here, a little injury there, I gotta push through and I gotta perform for my people.
I just don't think anybody can put up the points that I'm going to put up this season, for one. There might be a few tough matches for me, but none of them are going to put up the points that I'm going to put up. I've got a ton of experience competing, and I just have this style of being able to lull you into being comfortable and then strike when I want it. It's definitely different having so many matches over a week span. I think a lot of people can't hang with that either. First season I did really good. Second season it definitely took a toll on me after day 2 or day 3. Not easy to do all week, but I feel like at 170 pounds for me, I'm not gonna have that toll. Yeah, that plays a big part. You gotta stay healthy all week. You know, you might kill it in the season and then get to the finale and you're beat up.
So this season, a lot of guys talking about leg locks. We got Applegate's crew. Applegate's known for leg locks. We've heard David Evers. He's talking about how he just wants to leg lock the guys he's not supposed to. He wants to tap out black belts. He wants to take a couple of legs home with him. Elijah Carlton's been pretty adamant, you know, about, hey, none of these dudes can leg lock me. I'm the best leg locker. ORTIZ does a lot of leg locks. We got a lot of leg lockers this season. Now, the previous season, the 225, we didn't see a lot of leg locks, right? I think we're gonna go back. I think we're gonna see a lot of leg lock finishes, and I think we're gonna see 1 or 2 bad injuries from guys just playing in the legs too long, and they're gonna take a significant pop. Now, I'm really interested to see David Evers, because David has, he's got a unique body, right? David is jacked, but he's also 160, so he's got shorter limbs. He's very, like when you see him, like he's very awkward in the sense of limb length. And so he has the perfect leg lock built like John Calistine, built like Eddie Cummings, just short, compact, strong, and I believe him. I think he's going to upset some dudes, and we saw him upset Jonathan Roberts. Jonathan was coming in with a little bit of a knee injury there, but he hooked Jonathan pretty quickly, and I think he's going to take a few more black belt scalps home with him. I think he's going to have a really good season, and he's going to be a guy to, not because he's going for leg locks and we see how that scores, he's not going to finish in the top 5, but he's going to have a couple of really big wins. And some people would say upsets, but I'm saying right now the kid's legit, and he's going to have a really, really good season.
Yeah, David Evers. Been training for about 8 years, purple belt, about a year now. Tempted just to break everyone's ankles. That's what I'm thinking about doing. We'll see. If I catch him real quick, it might be worth it. So legs, obviously, I love legs. Legs are good. And kind of like easy money, people just kind of put them out there. You start passing the guard, they just put them out there. So, I mean, if it's there, you find a $100 bill, you gotta take it, I want to break as many people as possible. That's the goal, I want to grab some legs and take them home and, put them on my wall. I got a wall full of legs, so that's the goal. Hopefully I put on a good show and I represent well.
Yeah, so I'm really happy that there's going to be a change and we're going to see some EBIOTs. Now, it's going to stop a guy from ruining the show, right? We're doing a live finale. Nobody wants to watch somebody dance around the edges for even 5 minutes, let alone 40 minutes. Worst case scenario, we get a 10-minute boring match and it's going to go to EBIOT, and that changes everything. Because The EBIOT, I mean, that's a strategy in itself. And we're talking about professional grapplers, particularly these guys that are brown and black belts. They, if they're doing their homework, are going to come in super prepared for EBIOTs. I mean, of all the guys in this season, I wouldn't want Elijah Carlton on my back, I wouldn't want Jonathan Roberts on my arm, and I wouldn't want to have to try and finish Kevin PRIMEAU in OT. So I got Elijah to win, and I think, honestly, Kevin PRIMEAU's my really, he's the dark horse pick to really make a lot of people upset.
Right in your eyes, the sun is lost among a darkened sky. Here comes